Hello, and following on from my last video when I went through the Agilent RF power meter, I thought I'd do some tests on a couple of these Beofang handheld radios to see if they really do meet their specified output power. We've got the UV5, which is the first one I bought, which is supposed to be 5 watts on VHF and UHF, and also the GT3TP, which is the slightly sexier version, and it boasts a supposed output of 8 watts on VHF and UHF. So I'm just going to connect the UV5 up first to my test setup, which is a 30 dB power attenuator, because I can't obviously connect the radio straight to the power meter, because I would blow up the power sensor, which is only rated to 300 milliwatts maximum. So basically, if I put a watt in at one end, I'll get 1 milliwatt at the other end. And I've set my power meter up there to have a 30 dB offset. In other words, it'll compensate for the 30 dBs of attenuation, and I've got a horrible reflection, so I might have to turn the light off. Right, so I've got the first radio connected up to the power attenuator, and I'll be doing the first test on 145 megahertz. So I now press the PTT, and 5.22 watts. Well, that more than meets its specification, and I have fully charged both radios, so to give them an equal test. So as you can see, it is dropping down a bit because the battery voltage is going to drop slightly, and also as the PA device warms up, that probably affects the power output as well. So okay, that's fine on the 2 meter band. So I'm just going to go over to UHF now, and I have to reconfigure the power meter to read on 433. Megahertz. Okay, let's give it a test on 433. 5.1312. 5 watts basically. So that UV5R meets its specifications. I've always wondered about these radios. I've never had an accurate way of measuring them before. So now I'm going to reconfigure with the GT3TP, and I'll be very surprised if that does produce 8 watts. Okay, we're ready to go on the GT3TP. I've reset my power meter to do the measurement on 145. So I'll go into transmit. 7.3 watts. Okay, well, it didn't quite meet its 8 watts specification, and it's gradually dropping down to 7. But when you think about it, the difference between 7 watts and 8 watts is negligible. You wouldn't even notice that in practice. It's probably less than a dB of difference, and neither here nor there. So 7 watts is not too bad though, considering for such a small radio. Anyway, let's go and reconfigure for UHF. Set my radio to 433. Got to reset the meter for 433 megahertz. Okay, ready to go on 433. Slightly better, 7.6 watts. Interesting that it puts out more power on UHF. 7.5 watts basically. I think they use different PA devices for VHF and UHF on the 2 radios, because I think it would be very hard to cover that full range on one device of all the way from 136 to 520 is the full range of the radios. So as you see, it's dropping down to nearly 7, but as I said before, the difference between 7 and 8 watts is bugger all. So there you go. That's the first chance really. I've had to do some accurate power measurement tests on a radio or 2 radios, but I'm not so sure it's such a good idea to have 7 watts right next to your head on a little flexible whip, but it doesn't put me off doing it. I don't talk on the radio for that long, and it's not like it's pulsed energy as you get with mobile phones. So anyway, that's the end of this little video. So I hope you got something out of it, and bye for now.